Okay, so we're going to go through the non-calculator section of practice set 2 paper. So it's section A. Joe works for a charity. Each year, the charity gives money to different projects. The charity has a total of £8,968 to give to the projects this year. Joe needs to share the money equally between 8 projects. Work out how much money each project will receive. So the first mark you get for writing out the number at £8,968. That's worth 1 mark by itself. If we're going to share the money between 8 projects, we're going to end up dividing by 8. So we can use our bus stop method. How many 8s fit into 8? It's easy, that's 1. How many 8s fit into 9? 1 fits in, then we have 1 left over. Because 1 times 8 is 8, and then we need 1 more to get to 9. So I'm going to carry the 1. How many 8s fit into 16? 16 fits in twice. And then how many 8s into 8 again? Just 1. So each project will receive 1, 1, 2. So £1,121. If you struggle with the bus stop method, the other approach you could take is you could do 8,968. You could divide it by 2, divide it by 2 again, and then divide it by 2 once more. That would be the other approach. Okay. Alex is going to cook a chicken. He uses this rule to work out the total time needed to cook the chicken. So the weight in kilograms, multiply with 45, add 20, and that's your total time needed. The weight of the chicken is 3 kilograms. So I'm going to just put a 3 in here. We're going to multiply by 45. So we're going to use I forgot what it's called now. Grid method. So 45 splits into 40 and 5. 3 times 4 is 12. Add a 0. 3 times 5 is 15. You can add them together. 120 added to 15 is going to give us 135. We're now going to add 20. 1, 3, 5, add 20. 5 and 0 is 5. 3 and 2 is 5. 1 and nothing is 1. So our total time needed is going to be 155 minutes. It says give your answer in minutes, so we don't need to worry about converting it. So that is going to be our answer. Okay. We need a container to put in the freezer. She sees the container. The container is the shape of a cuboid. It's 20 centimeters across, 8 centimeters width, 5 centimeters tall. We know that 1,000 cubic centimeters is 1 litre. Does the container hold more than 3/4 of a litre? All right. The first thing we want to do is work out the volume. We know that volume is length times width times height. So let's do that. So let's do 20 times by 8 times by 5. We can do the multiplication in any order. So we could do 20 times by 5, then times by 8, or 8 times by 5, then times by 20. Lots of different ways of doing it. I think I'm going to do 20 times by 5 and then multiply by 8. So 20 times by 5. 2 times 5 is 10, add another 0. Okay? Then we're going to times this by 8. So 100 times by 8 is going to give me 800. Okay, so we know that our volume is going to be 800 centimeters cubed. We know that 1,000 centimeters is 1 litre. We want to know if the container holds more than 3/4 of a litre. So let's find out what 3/4 of a litre is in cubic centimeters. So 1 litre is 1,000 cm3. Let's find 3/4. We're going to draw our bar model. So our whole number is 1,000. And we're going to split it into 4 because it's quarters. Here we go. So either you know off the top of your head that it's 250, or we can do it by the bus stop method. So let's do the bus stop method just in case. So divide by 4. 4 doesn't fit into 1, so it's a 0, carry a 1. 4's into 10, fits in twice, carry the 2. And then 4's into 20, fit in 5 times, and then a 0. So it's definitely 250. So each bar is worth 250. Okay, 3/4 of a litre. So I'm going to highlight 3 of them. So 3/4 of a litre is 250 times by 3, or you could add them, gives us 750 centimetres cubed. So 3/4 of a litre is this, and our container holds 800 centimetres cubed. Does it hold more than 3/4? Yes, it does. So she's correct. Right. Last question, because it usually only has 4 questions. Zane needs to travel from Sheffield to London on a Saturday. The table shows the cost of different types of transport. We've got first class train, standard class train, and bus and a car. Calculate the range. So we know that range is biggest, take smallest. So let's find our biggest number. It is going to be 47.25. Let's find our smallest, £6.30. So let's do a takeaway. So 47.25, take away £6.30. 5 take nothing is 5. I can't really do 2 take 3 in this column method, so I'm going to borrow. That 7 becomes a 6, we carry the 1. Borrow the 1. What would 12 take 3 be? It would be 9. Put our decimal point in. 6 take 6 is nothing. 4 take nothing is 4. So our range will be £40.95. Zane buys a standard class train ticket. He uses a 15% discount voucher. How much money does he save with the voucher? So we don't actually care about how much he pays. We're interested in how much he saves. So let's first identify how much a standard train ticket is. It is £34 and no pence. So that's our original. We can then find 1% by dividing by 100, because original is the same as 100%. So that would be 0.34. If you're struggling with dividing by 100, write out a scaffold that looks like hundreds, tens, units, decimal place, tenths, and hundredths. You'd put in 34, and if we're dividing by 100, we do 2 jumps down. So 1, 2, put the 3 in here, 1, 2, put the 4 here, decimal place, and a 0. Right, we want 15%, so we're going to times this by 15. Going to use our grid method. So we're going to have 0.3, 0.04, and then times it by 15, so that's going to be a 10 and a 5. This first column is really easy. So 0.3 times by 10 is going to be 3. We can use our scaffold to help us as well here. So let's rewrite our current working out of this. And then let's get in, for example, 0.3. Times it by 10, it just goes up 1 jump into the units. Let's do 0.04. So 0.04 times by 10, 1 jump into here, leaving us with 0.4. Okay. So 0.3 times by 5. I'm going to say, well, what's 3 times 5? 3 times 5 is 15. There's 15. We've done 1 jump back, so I'm going to put 1 jump back and put decimal in here to make it 1.5. Okay, what is 4 times 5? 4 times 5 is 20. Because we've done 2 jumps back like this, 1 jump back would make it 2. 2 jumps back is going to make it into 0.2, like this. Let's use our scaffold to show why. So we're going to go 5 times 4 is 20. 2 jumps back because of this. 1, 2. It's going to end up as 0.2. Last step is we add everything together. So we're going to do 3, 1.5, 0.4, 0.2. 5 and 4 is 9, plus 2 is 11. 1, carry the 1. 3 plus 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5. Yeah, there we go. So Zane has saved £5 and 10p. And that is the end of the non-calculator section.